Hello CoH fans, my name is aramonkg and today I have an FPVOD for you of me playing as an armor commander against a defensive level 50 commander on Wehr. That's a pre-game shenanigans here. I have to point out that what I did, it's a good practice. If you are not comfortable with some maps, just deselect them. I deselect, as you saw, Bow Lowlands and Sentinel Demon, because I don't feel comfortable playing on them and they are kind of horrible maps, so I deselect them. I've never gotten them so far, so the system probably works. Army heroes wise, I do have those advanced defenses engineers and the skilled riflemen, but I use neither of them because I am still accustomed to the VCOH way of playing with vanilla riflemen that get all their upgrades, of course, and engineers that you can upgrade with flamers and or minesweepers. Here we skip the pause of waiting for the game and we go right into it. Or something like that. It will start in a second. That's all I'm saying. You have to pay attention, to the starter screen, because the army items are important and sometimes are indicative of what some player is gonna do. And of course you have to take a look at his commander, because you need to have in your mind what you're going up against. Although this is not gonna affect me much in this case anyway. But I saw some Pioneer toughness items, some Volk toughness items. All in all, I think he's gonna do something standard. Here, of course, I queue the commands for my first engineer squad. And as you'll notice, I'm not using the tactical map to do that, I just use the regular map. That's a kind of a preference thing, doesn't change much. And you can also give the order for the wire. Now what I do next is just hover over the area of my opponent. That's a good practice to do early on, because not only can you catch buildings being built or not being built if you start right off the bat checking that area. What information is that, you would ask? Well, if you don't hear a sound of any building being built, that means that he's probably has more pioneers on the field, or he may even pyre spamming you, or you may hear a vehicle coming out. Especially if you play as the Wehrmacht, it's important to look out for jeeps, and once you hear the jeep you can follow it and know what part of the map you need to be aware of, and know at what part of the map you kind of have some leeway of overextending or something like that. As you see here, pretty much standard stuff going on by me. My first rifle squad capping the strategic point. I'm not overextending over the fuel. I'm just playing a safe standard opening. And now my next, of course, move is to go where I see red flashing on my tactical map. As you see, I switch between my tactical and my regular map quite often at some points, because I wouldn't be able to catch that if I wasn't looking at there. And sometimes I miss my minimap, that's what I'm saying. Now you'll see that he activated the recoup losses, and from what I have seen in in several casts that I have watched, is that this ability is kind of giving the opponent many resources early on if you opt to stay in the fight. What I do is just get away. I don't need to stay in the fight. I have the luxury to get away from the fight, because this is not an important point in the game. Of course, I see his other two pioneers in the west. I'm kind of confused because he seems to have put all his effort in that part of the map, but it's okay for now. He has brought, of course, his second is that the Volks? Yes, there are two Volks there. And I'm kind of confused here because of the fact that he actually gives so much of attention to that part of the map. Because usually Wehrmacht will keep the territory that is right outside of his base and not extend over here. But it's okay by now. I of course retreat that engineer squad that was there quickly, because I He had no chance. I couldn't stay in that fight. And I'm gonna stay here behind light cover while I'll use my rifleman squad that has taken some casualties to cap the center of the map. Of course, those other engineers in the east are just fine and they don't have to worry about anything. At least for now. Okay, this fight with those riflemen is going to take a while. And see here, I just switching over to the tactical map, I caught a glimpse of that MG42 and I have to retreat immediately out of the arc of fire. And that's what I did. I don't care what hero it is, I don't care if it's regular or not. I get the hell out of there. Of course, my riflemen just got suppressed because one man got caught in the arc of fire. But I place them in the building, although they do take some casualties there, and I think I'm gonna lose that squad eventually when I take it out of the building to retreat it, and here it goes. Yes, it does go down, because of course I was retreating at that, I didn't have any control over it, so that's why I was floating over on the other part of the map, checking on my low health 4-member rifleman squad that survived the first engagement. And what I'm gonna do with them is not even attempt to go near where his position is. I'm just gonna send them to the north, to the northmost munition point. I'm gonna cut the Wehrmacht there off the whole west of the map. Why would I engage, or why would I retreat? I don't have to retreat, there was no immediate threat. I have to make use of my early harassment capabilities as much as I can, and that's exactly what I did there. Those engineers in the east have now capped almost the whole map there, and I just clicked on my rifleman squad that I want to replenish, the fallen one. Now I noticed the med bunker there, which is a rather weird position. Of course, I only have flamers at the beginning, I don't have demolition charges or anything, so I'm just gonna try to flame it down while keeping my engineers as far away as possible from him. Now he notices, he brings over his ball squads, but I have reinforcements in the form of riflemen, and they are not so lucky there. Now I see the MG, I retreat. You have to be on top of the MG positioning of your opponent. You have to actually, what's the word I'm looking for? You have to constantly look out for the positioning of the MG42, not just where the MG42 is, but what direction it faces, because it makes a difference, of course. Now you'll see here that he sent his MG42 in order to stop my riflemen and my engineers, and I'm fine with that. Suppress them, I don't care. You can't kill them, well, because they take decreased damage when suppressed, and his vaults are occupied here trying to repel my 2 rifleman squads and my reinforcing engineer squad with flamers. Now he has upgraded the church as a forward HQ, which is gonna give him, of course, the ability